Hi everybody, it's Mackenzie and I wanted to do a quick video that I've been seeing on YouTube. I think it's a few months old, but I figured it would be fun to do anyway. And it is called The Reality of Being a Mom tag. So this tag isn't as fun as a lot of tags are. There's a little bit more seriousness to it, but it's still a good one to do and kind of let you know other moms a little bit better. So I'll just get started. It's just 5 short questions. Question number 1 is, what is the hardest part of being a mom? And for me, I would say the hardest part is that it's always changing. You cannot um, really ever get 100% used to it, even though you'll get better at certain things and be kind of an expert at certain things. There's still always stuff that you're going to be learning, and as your kids get older, their personalities change and they need different things, and what worked for you last week might not work for you this week, and you just are always learning and growing, which is great, but you are constantly having to adjust your life and your ways of doing things. Being a mom, it's not one size fits all, and you just constantly have to be able to just kind of go with it. So question number 2 is, what is the most unexpected thing about being a mom? And for me, I would say the most unexpected thing is probably that I'm a stay-at-home mom, because I just never imagined that I would be, and I never imagined that I would be willingly. And let me just say that when I had my first daughter, I stayed home for a while because we moved and some things were going on, but I wasn't happy with it, and I really wanted to work. I was bored with only one baby, and she was little and at the age where she didn't do a whole lot yet. And I didn't have any friends in the area or family, and it was just really, really hard for me to stay home. And I am a worker. Like, before I had kids, I would find jobs and I would work 1 or 2 jobs, but I was always working at least 50 to 60 hours a week, plus I was in college. So I'm a worker, and I just never thought that I would ever want to stay home with my kids. I kind of thought that was just silly to do, or if you did do it, I wouldn't want to do it past, a couple years or whatever. But finally, I did end up going back to work, and I went back to work for about 10 months after I had my son. I went back when he was 4 months old, and honestly, it was not what I thought it would be. It's kind of like the grass is always greener kind of thing. I mean, the kids were always cranky, and it was such long days and a long drive, and then being in daycare all the time, and over half of my income going to daycare with 2 little kids. And then when I found out I was having a third, I was just like, this is silly. Nobody is happy with this. Our house is going to crap. My marriage is going to crap. My relationship with my kids is going to crap. So none of this is good. And we made a family decision that it just wasn't worth it, and I decided to stay home. And honestly, that was like 3 months ago, and it's been a complete turnaround, and there's so much more to it than I ever imagined there would be, especially now that the kids are older, and I just can't imagine going back to work anytime soon. Honestly, I don't know if we will at all, because I am now considering homeschooling and just all this stuff. It's just crazy, but I never ever expected that that would be me, ever. But here I am. Anyways, question number 3 is, what do you love most about being a mom? And for me, I would just say that the best thing is watching them reach their milestones, especially when they get a little older and you can tell how hard they're really, really trying to understand something or get something, and they try and they don't quite get it, and they try and they don't quite get it, and then one time they try and they get it, and they're so excited, and you're cheering them on, and you helped them with that, and they achieved their goal, and it's just amazing to see them grow into the people that they're supposed to be, and to see them achieve the things they want to achieve and to be a part of it. That is hands down the best part about it, I would say. Number 4 is, what, if anything, would you change? And I really wouldn't change anything. I mean, I love having my kids young. I love having them close together. I love everything that I've done, for the most part, I feel like my decisions have been pretty good. The only thing that I would change would be like my hospital birth experience and afterwards with my very first daughter, just because I didn't know a whole lot and I just kind of got trampled over with the hospital system and everything. And I got bullied into like formula feeding her. That's stuff I would change. I wish I would have been able to stand up for myself a little more and given her what I knew I wanted to, but I couldn't. However, having that experience is what has made me do a complete 180 and change my mind on things with the rest of my children. And I don't think I would be where I am today without it. So, it's kind of a back and forth kind of thing. Like, yes, I wish I wouldn't have had to go through that, and I wish she wouldn't have had to go through that, but it has put us in a good spot overall. The only other thing I would say that I would change is my car seat decisions. Like, we extended rear face and everything, but we have bought so many car seats, and we only have 2 kids right now. And it started out like buying cheap car seats and then changing them out because they were just like not very safe and just ridiculous, all these things that we've done. And if I could go back to when I very first had Evelyn, and I would just buy the most expensive, I think it's the most expensive, I don't really know, but it's super expensive, but I would just buy the Dino, I'm not sure how you say it, Radian car seat from the get-go, and I would have used it from day one, and that's what we would use. And I wish that I would have done that, but instead we've bought 2 different infant carriers, like 10 different convertible car seats, and we're about to have to buy the Radians now, again, because we're having a third and we need to fit 3 in a row. So yeah, that's something that I would change just from a financial standpoint and stuff. That really sucks. But anyways, the last question is, what words of wisdom do you have for other moms? And I would say the biggest thing that I would tell other moms to do is do your research on everything. Do your research on vaccination, circumcision, schooling, breastfeeding, daycare, like everything that there's a decision to be made about, research it. And that's not because I know something that I'm hoping you'll find or whatever, but it's just because if you don't research it and you do find out something later, you will have so much regrets about it. And it's just good to know what you're doing before you do it. So I would say do your research as much as you can, but still at the end of the day, if research, is showing 2 different things, or if it's not, substantial or whatever, still follow your heart or your gut and do what you know is right, but do what you know is right with research in mind, meaning find out what you need to know, then do what you know is right based on what you need to know. And the second thing I would tell moms is to be forgiving to yourself, because you will do things wrong, or you will do things, that you wish you could have done better. And there's no perfect mother, and there's no perfect anybody. So you're going to make mistakes, and it's going to happen. But the important thing is to just not stop learning and to continue to go on and just do better next time. And, if it's a big thing, maybe tell other people about it so that they'll know too not to do it or whatever. But just be forgiving to yourself. Don't beat yourself up over something that is done and over with and you can't change, even if it was your fault. Just, you have to move on from it and do what you know to do next time around or from then on. So I guess that is it, guys. Thank you for watching the reality of being a mom tag. I'm not going to tag anyone specific. If you want to do it, do it. And I'd love to see it. Leave your video responses if you want to. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.